A former Woking Labour councillor reportedly witnessed a furious voter being refused at a polling station in Walton Road on Thursday, May 3. The man was unable to exercise his right to vote after he failed to provide the appropriate ID listed under a controversial trial the borough is piloting, said Cllr Tahir Aziz. The former ward councillor for the Canalside said a British citizen provided a Surrey County Council (SCC) document with his picture on it, but it was not accepted. Woking is one of 5 councils in the country to trial the controversial ID scheme, which requires voters to provide appropriate photographic evidence to tackle voter fraud. Woking Borough Council (WBC) said voters may have gone away from the polling station, but we have not turned people away, as suggested. What is the voter ID trial? Woking is one of 5 councils in the country to trial the ID scheme, which requires voters to provide appropriate photographic evidence to tackle voter fraud. These trials are likely to be the first in a series which allow the Cabinet Office and Electoral Commission to evaluate the impact of asking for ID before a decision is taken on whether or not to roll it out nationally. Under the new system, only certain types of photographic ID will be accepted at polling stations. This includes passport UK, EU, Commonwealth UK photo, driver's license, full or provisional, Surrey Senior Bus Pass, Surrey Disabled People's Bus Pass, Surrey Student Fare Card 16 to 25, Rail Card, Rail Season Ticket, Photo Card, EU driver's licenses and European Economic Area ID cards are also accepted. If you don't have any of the above, you must apply for a local elector card or you will not be able to vote. Local elections took place in 6 Surrey boroughs this May. Image, Darren Pape, fuming and furious. According to Cllr Tahir Aziz, volunteers at a polling station in Walton Road refused to allow a man to vote. This is because the voter form of ID, a SCC document with his picture on it, was not accepted under the new pilot scheme. This gentleman turned up, showed his ID, which included a picture that was clearly him. It was an exact resemblance, but they wouldn't accept it as it was not on the list of acceptable forms of ID, he said. He was fuming. He was furious. He is a British national and he couldn't vote. It is having an impact on certain people being disenfranchised by this trial. WBC denied people were turned away. In response to the incident, WBC Chief Executive Ray Morgan stated, anyone unable to present one of the 10 accepted forms of photographic identification highlighted during our awareness campaign will be unable to vote. Voters turned away are provided with information on what forms of photographic identification are accepted and have the opportunity to return to the poll station to cast their vote. As agreed by the Council, the Electoral Commission and the Cabinet Office, he continued, people may have gone away from the polling station, but we have not turned people away, as suggested. We have tried to assist all electors in the polling stations where they have been willing to be helped, and Cllr Aziz has not raised any of his concerns with me. However, speaking on Election Results Day, Friday, May 4, leader of WBC, David Biddleston, said he was impressed by the trial. He said people clutched their ID as they walked into polling stations enthusiastically because of effective communication ahead of the election. Woking MP Jonathan Lord added that the trial should be introduced nationwide. I think it worked really well and the council worked fantastically in terms of telling everybody through multimedia means beforehand that they needed photo ID, he said. I think the pilot was stricter here in Woking than anywhere else, and if it's worked here I think it can be rolled out in due course. I personally think we should introduce it nationwide.